to die tomorrow,
Yeah.
what would you do tonight?
I'd probably keep it pretty simple. I feel like with that question, I feel like everyone's going to overcomplicate it and say go and book a train ticket somewhere and go and do the most, but I'd probably be so overwhelmed by the question that I'd just keep it simple. Probably just see my mates for a short amount of time, see some people, and then probably just go home and chill and like just kind of think. It's a big question it's a big question to be given. So I think I'd probably just sit at home, maybe like watch some shit, fucking have a smoke and let it happen, just like give in, just like tranquility.
See, it's so hard because I want to spend time with my family because I love them to pieces, like obviously I do. But I'd also want to see my mates because I love them to pieces. It's so hard to differentiate, I could do both. I'd probably have a meal with my family. I'm thinking like beef Wellington, some expensive shit. And get some wine, G&Ts with my dad. Like tell my sister how much I love her and how beautiful she is. And then probably just go meet all you guys, all my mates. And just, I don't know. I think, I'd actually watch something, but not any film or anything specifically like that. But right, this is quite random. Mm-hmm. The Olympic Games. When you see the videos of everyone coming together and you've celebrating different cultures and incorporating stuff like that. I'd probably just watch that, or I'd meet my friends first, go home, watch I don't know, London Olympic Games. It's 3 hours long, the introduction to the Olympics, and you just it's so beautiful to watch because everyone's so happy, and you get clips, from people around the world. And bless her, the Queen. I love the Queen. And then play some music and watch the sunset and just there we go. That's it. That's the end. I'd appreciate it. I wouldn't be sad. I'd be happy.
If I was gonna die, I would want my final time on Earth to be spent up in the most glorious mountains of all mountains with the best views in the world. And we've got a cinema on the top of this hill. And we all starting with my family and the friends, the ones I care about most in my life. And we have a massive banquet on the top of this mountain with this beautiful view. I've got all my favourite music playing. We eat the feast, we go into the cinema, we watch my favourite films. We'll watch Dazed and Confused, Eraserhead, Stand By Me, Lord of the Rings, Jaws, reflect upon life. And then I walk out of the cinema and I gaze at this landscape, close my eyes, and there I go.
I would probably spend most of the time with my loved ones, I'll probably drink quite a lot and try and have some interesting conversations with my parents and people I love, and just talk about the good times of life and how, death isn't painful because death is nothing, and nothing is just nothing. It's not painful. It's not sad, it's just nothing. And I would try and come to terms with that, I suppose.
Well, I know that's obviously what everyone's going to say, but I'd obviously want to spend it with the family and friends, the people that mean the most to you, because you kind of have to do that, I guess that's just human nature to want to spend it with other people, because why would you want to, be alone on that day? But I'd wanna obviously spend the whole day with them, but I'd probably have a nice meal because I'm a very food orientated person. Probably sushi, something like that, because it's my favorite food. Then I would probably in the evening when it's my last kind of hours, I'd be with friends, but also I'd probably have my mum there, which might be a bit of a weird combination, but got to have her. And I would probably get a bit drunk or something, kind of just to ease the pain a bit, I guess. And then in the last moments, I'd still want to be with people, to be honest. I don't want to be spending any of that day on my own. But I'd want to put on some music, probably some Radiohead, very typical me to say that, but probably a really sad Radiohead song. Well, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, or Tom York, Dawn Chorus would probably be that. Either or, something in that genre of music. And I'd have everyone around me, they'd all be crying, I'd be crying. That's how I'd go out, probably. We'd all also be drunk. But just very sad, but also, you know, just living life.
Positive way to go out.
Yeah.
What would be your positive
That.
way to go out?
Probably, because I'd want it to be like, I wouldn't be happy, would I? Like, there's no way you can be happy when you're like about to die. You know that you're about to die, but it's better if you're with other people. I'd just wallow in it if I was on my own, and I also would like panic that I hadn't spent enough time with the people that I actually needed to, and I don't know. And I'd need to listen to some music. But it would have to be something sad, because I'm not going to listen to something super happy just before I die, because it's just doesn't match the mood, does it?
I think if I knew that I was going to die in 24 hours, I would gather all my best mates, my family, everyone that I love the most, go somewhere stunning, somewhere hot, have like the best day with everyone, and then at night either go to some crazy event and just have the best night of my life, or go camping somewhere with like an incredible view, like top of a mountain, and wake up to the sunrise and just wake up with everyone that I love around me and this beautiful view.
I'd go to my local corner shop and I'd buy 2 packs of 4 Coronas and 4 limes, and I'd put a lime in each, and then I'd go sit by a dock somewhere, or maybe South Bank, with my best friends, and I'd sit with my favourite music, and I'd get pissed with them and talk about all my favourite memories. And then I think before having that time up where you die, I think I'd just like to kill myself so I can do it myself and not have someone else have that power over me and do it for me, kind of thing.
I would stay in with my cats and my family because I love them to pieces, and I would just want to feel comfortable within myself, and I'd like to reflect on the life that I lived and how well I lived it. But I think what I would mainly want to do is come to the conclusion that I did live a fucking incredible life, because at the end of the day, it was a life and it was an experience, and those experiences gave me so many different perspectives, so many different teachings, and I was able to see everything in a light and appreciate what I had lived. I would kind of be excited for that, but I would definitely want to look back on the life that I have lived.
If I were to die tomorrow, the one thing I would want to do is spend time with the 2 people I love most in this world, my sister and my mum. And after that, I wouldn't care what I did.
I would love to be transported to Lindos with all my family, which is my favourite place and their favourite places. And we would just sit on a rooftop terrace and have a marvellous meal and toast the sea, the sun, and ourselves. I would like to be somewhere warm where there's water available to jump into with all my grandchildren and the rest of the family.
I would like to say that I've been quite contented with my life. I'm very happy with my life, and I really wouldn't want to be bothering anybody in knowing that I was not going to be here in the next, say, 24 hours. And I'd be quite happy just to be on my own and just reflect on the happy life that I've had.
I would go to the seaside, back to where I remember as a little girl when I went with my grandparents down at Leon Solent, and I would watch the sunrise, and that would bring back memories to me of the time I spent with them. I would want the people who are dearest to me, I wouldn't tell them that it was my last night, because I would want them to be happy with me.
If I was to die tomorrow and I only had a day left, then, as my daughter already knows, I would want to spend it with her. I suppose I should say I'd love to do lots of things and cram in as much as possible, but I don't think that would be the best way to spend the day. I think, to be honest, I just want to be quiet with Ella and maybe talk about things, tell her how much I love her, just give her lots and lots of hugs. I don't believe in God, so I wouldn't do all that after stuff, but I would tell her that, you know, I'm willing to be proved wrong, and if there was any opportunity that I could come back to look over her, I would. And I'd also, I think, write some letters, because words are lovely, and obviously I'd like to see maybe my family as well, if I could, just to tell them how much I love them all. But I think it would be nice to leave something behind for maybe when Ella is older. Maybe some big things like weddings and stuff like that. Just, you know, it doesn't have to be a diatribe, but just a little bit of a note just to tell her that I wish I could be there, and again, how much I love her and how proud of her I am. And I'd like to write maybe to my mum and my sister maybe as well, and a few other people, just to tell them, you know, that they were important to me. And then I'd just spend the rest of the day with Ella, and, you know, just hug her as much as she'd let me.
It would be great to be with my husband, but sadly that can't be. So I will happily go with all my family, and because we all enjoy good food, I'd like to go to a really, really, really expensive restaurant, because it could mean that I can pay with my credit card and the bill would never get paid anyway.
Some sort of, well, I would preferably want to be in the countryside, and if I was in the countryside, that would be the best thing. I would go walking, even if it's in the night, because I don't really care at this point. And hopefully there's some sort of hills, mountains. I would walk all the way up, have some good music on, maybe with FK Twigs, because I love her. And then I would get to the top of like this sort of mountain thing. I would watch the sun go down. Everything's kind of like orangey, yellow, beautiful colors. And then I would just sit, watch kind of everything darken. And then maybe I would move places to maybe another place, like walk around a bit. Obviously it's dark now, so I have to get a flashlight out. And then find another place, sit down. Maybe we'll actually go stargazing as well, actually. I mean, everyone would like try to make like, you know, be like all, you wouldn't get, and maybe I wouldn't tell people, you know, I don't think, you wouldn't get the most genuine thing, because people would be like sad and stuff. So you wouldn't want to, I don't think it would be the best night if people knew. But in this scenario, there's no one. And then I'll just watch stars, and then I'll watch the sun come back up.
Hopefully there's a sunset. We like to watch the sunset. I don't know. Just accept it and just appreciate everything that I've been through, and just the world, because the world is beautiful. It really is. I mean, there are some bad elements, but for the most of it, it's pretty freaking cool. Yeah.